Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. Hope you like my new background here. Sorry I have been absent for a while. I have been going through my own personal health issues which have precluded me being able to do the channel for a bit, and hopefully I'm coming out the other end of that, and I'm going to be trying to play catch up on all the stuff that has happened in the interim. For now, today is Biden's 100th day in office. When you count January 20th as being his first day in office, this is 100 days. What I'm going to do here is address the President's first State of the Union address. The method in which I am going to do this is going to be to show a little clip and then give my own commentary. A lot of people might criticize that I am taking things out of context. And my response to that is that I am actually putting things in context, because the speech is not giving any context to these things. And some of it I'm going to kind of hang back on because they weren't separate videos. I'll just give an allusion to some issues. I'm going to skip over the part of the speech where he's talking about shots in arms, because honestly, his attitude is like no other administration would have been vaccinating people. The vaccine was developed under the previous administration. And we have to admit to the fact, we have to recognize and admit that these vaccines have been largely experimental. Different vaccines have started and then been paused in different countries. The AstraZeneca vaccine in Europe was started and then paused. The Janssen vaccine was started and then paused right here in the United States because of safety concerns. Now, these are exceptional circumstances, and some risk has to be assumed with rolling out vaccines this quickly, which has never been done before. Not at this speed. But to go just completely balls to the wall, rolling out vaccines that can have some unknown consequences would have been folly. And there's some debate about long-term consequences. But that's one for a different video, as I said. Pardon me. So I'm going to play part of the video, not going to do the whole speech. I don't want to make a video that long. Anyway, and then I'll cut in with my own commentary. Okay, just one little, personal note here. If you watch this entire video, you see this expression on his face, expression, whatever that is. He looks like he's got food stuck in his teeth. Throughout the whole speech, he keeps on doing this. He looks like he's got food stuck in his teeth. He does. So you can call that, observation petty or what, but I don't think it's a very good look.
I don't know about you, but I didn't ever think I'd see that in America. And all of this is through no fault of their own. No fault of their own, these people are in this position. That's why the rescue plan is delivering food and nutrition assistance to millions of Americans facing hunger. And hunger is down sharply already. We're also providing rental assistance. You all know this, but the American people, I want to make sure they understand. Keeping people from being evicted from their homes. Providing loans to small businesses that reopen and keep their employees.
Okay, so I wanted to make a comment on that. Okay. All right, first of all, the food assistance, this is a temporary thing. And those food assistance that was being provided last year, millions of people lined up at food banks. So it wasn't like this was something that just began with the new administration. This is something that was continuing on. So, rental assistance was also being offered last year, and but it's no more. It doesn't seem to be any more accessible now than it was last year. And if you look into the details, I did a video on it a few weeks ago regarding how the rental assistance is being given to, the landlords. It's not, that assistance is not being given to the tenants. And so this is corporate welfare, basically. And, and it's bailing out banks. So, who's really being assisted here? The whole thing, instead of a moratorium being done at the tenant level, it should have been done at the bank level on mortgages. That's what should have been a moratorium on residential and business mortgages. That's what would have assisted people for real. And then you pick, once all of this is over, you pick up and go forward. And I've read accounts of tenants that have had difficulty accessing any assistance because the landlord was not participating in the program. So if the landlord is not participating in the program and no assistance is being given to the tenant, then how much assistance is that? Okay. Let's see.
An additional 800,000 Americans enrolled in the Affordable Care Act when I established a special sign-up period to do.
I have already made the comments before, and we all know the Affordable Care Act is what? It is welfare for the insurance companies. That doesn't help people when you mandate insurance that carries, premiums and deductibles, and the people cannot afford the deductibles, can barely afford the premiums, or cannot afford the premiums, even with government assistance. Well, that's the government bailing out the insurance companies, not the people that need the care. All right, so a little further here.
Do that, 800,000 in that period. We're making one of the largest one-time ever investments, ever, in improving health care for veterans. Critical investments to address the opioid crisis. And maybe most importantly, thanks to the American Rescue Plan, we're on track to cut child poverty in America in half.
All right, the thing about cutting child welfare in half is an outright lie. That statement was made when it included the $15 an hour minimum wage, federal minimum wage, which is not there. It is not part of the American Rescue Plan. All right, so these $1,400 checks, unemployment, subsidies, supplemental unemployment, half of what it was last year. That is not cutting child poverty in half, and any impact on poverty is only temporary. It is temporary. Okay, so let's go to this.
The International Monetary Fund is now estimating our economy will grow at a rate of more than 6% this year.
Oh, wait.
More jobs in the first...
Excuse me. This was what I was trying to get to.
More jobs in the first... More jobs in the first 100 days than any president on record.
Okay. He just said 1.3 million jobs were added. That is not job creation. When people are being called back to the jobs that they were laid off from, that's not job creation. That is not forward movement. That is just barely taking a tiny step back from what we had lost. So let's continue with this.
The International Monetary Fund is now estimating our economy will grow at a rate of more than 6% this year.
Okay. Saying that our economy will grow at 6%, that is compared to 2020. And how far back did we fall in 2020? So that's no. If you are comparing it 6% growth compared to 2019, that would be one thing. But comparing it to 2020, when our GDP took the biggest hit it has ever taken, that's not saying a lot. All right? All right.
We have to compete more strenuously than we have. Throughout our history, if you think about it, public investment in infrastructure has literally transformed America. Our attitudes as well as our
backed up a little further than I meant to.
The Transcontinental Railroad, the interstate highways, united two oceans and brought a once-in-a-generation investment in America itself. These are investments we made together as one country, and investments that only the government was in a position to make. Time and again, they propel us into the future. That's why I proposed the American Jobs Plan, a once-in-a-generation investment in America itself. This is the largest jobs plan since World War II. Creates jobs to upgrade our transportation infrastructure. Jobs modernizing our roads, bridges, highways. Jobs building ports and airports, rail corridors, transit lines. It's clean water. And today, up to 10 million homes in America and more than 100,000 schools and child care centers have pipes with lead in them, including drinking water. A clear and present danger to our children's health. American Jobs Plan creates jobs replacing 100% of the nation's lead pipes and service lines, so every American can drink.
Well, I'm going to wait and see that, especially with, a less than $2 trillion bill. And he goes further into that, into the American Jobs Plan and all this stuff. Right now, I'm going to cut this one off short. I guess I'm going to break this up into multiple short videos. This is only part one, so I will return with part two, because, making these videos too long, nobody wants to watch it. All right, so if you break it up into smaller bites, then people digest it better. All right, so please join me for part two, and I will see you there. And by the way, please talk about these subjects and share this video. And if you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. All right, now I'll see you in part two.